Hi everyone, I'm George and welcome back to the Anime Grove, and today it's time for RWBY Volume 5 OST reaction. I know you've been waiting for this for so long, but as I said, I wasn't feeling up to the task. I thought maybe it was going to be really weak, my reaction, because I was feeling so down because of my teeth and so many things, I couldn't sleep, so I wanted to wait, and I feel like I'm much more refreshed now. I went to the dentist this morning and they didn't even have to put my mouth to sleep. Volume 5, I've been told that many people don't like it because it's too slow and there's way too much exposition, but I think that's what makes the show so good for me, like all the flavor it has and how rich the world is. So many different cultures and so many different points of view that I find it way more interesting sometimes than just exploring what someone's semblance is, which, don't get me wrong, is still incredibly awesome, incredibly, well, as a Bleach fan forever, as for my whole life, my entire life, sorry. I loved the fact that some characters have hidden powers that they will somehow show in the future, like that's what Bleach is all about, and Jean's semblance, the plot twist that we got, well, not plot twist, but the reveal of his semblance was, as a Bleach fan, so rewarding. So I really loved it, but also all the exposition, so much we got to learn about Raven and about Cinder, her relationship with everyone else that works for Salem, and even Leon's situation, you know. So pretty good volume in my opinion. It gets better and better, and I don't feel this was weak at all. In any case, maybe this is way too much of a rant for a OST reaction, so let's just get into it. This isn't a market substitute. This is a playlist I got sent and it looks amazing, so remember, this isn't a substitute, so whenever you finish the video, please go to the original videos. I'll put the link to each one of them in the description of this video, or maybe even the playlist. I don't really know how I will do it. In any case, let's get into it. Did you know that only like 25% of you are actually subscribed to the channel? Did you know we're actually about to hit the 250 subscribers? All of you subscribed at once, we'll be right there at the 1000 subscriber mark for the monetization for the channel. So what are you waiting for? And plus, the more people are here, the more traction the channel will gain and the faster we'll grow. So you know it, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into the video. The Triumph by Casey Lee Williams and Jeff Lee Williams. I'm so used to this beginning now. It's practically overrun all the other intros up to this point. Things looked so bleak indeed at the beginning of the season, the volume, especially in the opening. I'm so hot. This makes me think of Yang at the beginning of the season, the volume, when she was completely defeated. Tear of my limb somewhat reminds me of her too, but maybe also Cinder and her grim arm, you know. You see, this is really interesting because I think the battle seems unwinnable is what made Leon act as he did, but that very same fact is what makes Team RWBY act the way they do act, so I love it. Once again, sorry, I missed this lyric. Yeah. Penny and Pirra. I really like the word yesterday. The sun, because of Yang. I might be making all this up, but there are many ways you can tie this to Yang. Wait, this bridge, we never hit it on the opening, but on the opening version, but Seek. Okay. This always reminds me of the previous song that was called similar, but I think it was one of my favorites. But I never listened to it, so spoilers don't come up to me in my YouTube feed. Yeah, this is most definitely Yang, like no doubt after this lyric. And how she fights so hard for her friends, even though she had such a rough patch. Swords is such a hard word to get into songs, to fit into songs. Yeah, the fact that if this is Yang, she is able to change that mindset and no waste, no more cheers, don't waste no more cheers. Change her mindset completely. Stop wallowing, whale, such a weird verb, on the past and what happened, and face it with an explosion. I feel like that's something that makes that is triggered by Raven. I really like that lyric because given her semblance takes all the damage she's taken so far and kind of releases, you know what I mean. It's like a counter. It stores the energy and then goes back. That was a very beautiful way to put it. And this guitar solo, awesome. Also so clean, like the effect. I never knew how that effect is called. What that effect is called. I had completely forgot about Jeff in this song, like all I could hear was Casey. Her voice is so hypnotic sometimes. And The Triumph is the name of this song, right? I forgot, but it does look like it's the name. Okay, I stopped it because I don't know what's going to pop. Sick, and I really enjoyed this contrast in the end, like pop, all bright and all of a sudden all dark, but ours is the bright part now, you know what I mean? Sick. I don't know what else to say. Beyonce Knowles. Beyond that point, but let's just get into the next song. Oh, by the way, I am completely aware I missed a chapter of RWBY Chibi. I wasn't aware at the moment. I was made aware when I was typing the description for the video, and I realized I didn't enter chapter 14, I think. No. Well, I don't know. You know which chapter it is, or 15. I'll upload this along with this video, so don't worry. But it was like my worst fear came to be realized, because I was like, I'm going to click here. I really hope it doesn't skip to the next one. Happened once before. Straight up happened, and even happened at the end. You saw I went to 16 directly. So weird. Fret not, I will upload this along with. Fret not, I will upload this. Upload it along with this. Ignite by Jeff Williams, feat. Casey Lee Williams and Lamar Hall, who I think they've already sang along with. Okay, I was thinking maybe it's Yang because of the image, but this violence has to be her. Like, she's not straight up a thug, but more than unbridled violence. Wait, because we're getting into mother talk. Rather than unbridled violence, Yang is focused energy that, I don't know, it's so explosive. Such a characteristic semblance. Such a burn. Okay. Every day sis. Imagine singing this to someone. Like, dedicating it to someone. nothing is more beautiful than pure symmetry. But it's interesting that that's a point that Yang brings, especially she's not too symmetric anymore, if you know what I mean. These eyes of fire, most definitely Yang, yeah. I love the word choice, plight, and what was the other one? I forgot, but paints her in a position so above the other one that the other one has to beg, has to ask for mercy, plight? Yeah. So, or is that a plea? Maybe I'm tripping with words. But she's like so boastful, especially in this song. I wouldn't want to be the one that hurts Ruby if she's around. Around? You're looking toothless, mate. Have you watched the new Pokemon trailer, by the way? The one that came out today? It was awesome. 3 new Pokemon? I really like the crab. Well, she did go on a journey to find herself and find her position in this world. I don't think she necessarily considers everyone just a army of the same lane, you know, as she pointed out, but I feel like she really needs that identity of herself, and she was on a journey to find it, and I'm not saying she found it, especially because she went straight... Sorry. Because she realized other things that maybe weren't what she was looking for in the moment, but she did realize some things that she was missing. For example, how important her friends were truly to her, and... yeah, so many things. I don't want to disturb the song anymore, any longer. Especially when it's close to the end. Okay, Lamar, I guess. Okay, this is so... I don't know why, it reminds me of the Roaring 20s. So fast, so upbeat. Sometimes a little bit too fast for me to process everything. And worry not, I can read and speak at the same time. Your mistake for a life. Okay. Once again, I don't want it to go over the ending. In any case, again, sick song, definitely a Yang song, hands down. The rhythm, the lyrics especially, so boastful, so passionate, and so full of that fighting spirit, but also somewhat competitive spirit that I feel like Yang has. She's so fiery, she sometimes can be a bit overbearing on others, I think, and that the song can basically put very well into words I was going to say, but notes, I guess. But the rapping part, amazing. It was so fast, so down to the just to the rhythm, you know what I mean? It was... I don't know exactly how to put it into words, but I really enjoyed it. I love when the voice itself is what marks the pace of the song and makes the entire background go, swing by the voice, not the voice, by the background's rhythm. I hope that made sense. In any case, next song. The Path to Isolation by Jeff Williams feat Casey Lee Williams. Okay, this is our seasonal Wise song. I really like how that lyrics lingered.
And in its place there's nothing, just an endless empty hole. The light that showed the way is gone, and darkness takes control.
I'm sorry Dan if I don't speak much, but I really want to soak in this voice.
And darkness takes control. Bitterness and anger are quick to fill the void. The path to
It's true that when you feel empty, it's easier to get mad than any other thing, and that's so sad. It's littered with the destroyed dreams. That's so sad, and such a beautiful and poetic, but at the same time really dramatic way to put it.
confused, and I'm losing myself in the storm. Growing jaded, being pushed, being pulled, I'm unraveling.
Totally feel you, sis.
Can't find myself when I'm constantly forced to conform.
I'm sorry.
Enemies surround me, but the worst appear as friends. Liars and pretenders.
Her entire family practically.
Everything is breaking.
Bunch of assholes. Except for Winter. Winter, she's good. I think I remember she was nice, and she stood for her even though she was somewhat rough on her. Wait, I missed the very last lyric. This is. I'm sorry to pause here, but I feel like there's so many to talk about. Looking in the mirror, I see someone I don't recognize. That's so powerful. If you keep in mind that I don't know if all the previous versions of Wise song, or practically all of them, have been called Mirror Mirror or variations of that. So, her being, I think it was the evil witch from Snow White, the evil godmother, I don't know. She was always like, mirror, mirror, who's the most beautiful woman in the kingdom? Something like that. Yada yada. But she is also right now playing into that mirror image, that mirror topic, that cliche. But she doesn't recognize herself. If that's the most beautiful woman, that's not her. She doesn't want to be what her family has created for her, that perfect image of herself, of the most, maybe that's, I'm misinterpreting it, but that image of the perfect child, that she's supposed to be perfect, incredibly intelligent, talented, an awesome singer, fighter, everything, because she's the heir of the Schnee family. So, well, not anymore, but she used to. So I feel like that plays really hard into that and leans heavily into it. I'm really sorry I stopped it for so long. Let's get into it. But I felt it was maybe the key to the song. Also, this song, the background sound, well, not anymore, but sounded so cinematic. Like I felt I was watching a trailer for something with a really deep song in the background. Sorry. Damn. I don't even feel like headbanging. That's what friends are for, mate. Luckily she had climb. The conflict between mind and heart, so powerful sometimes. Awesome drum works. Workings? My English and my English level diminishes so much when I don't sleep. Stranger to my mind has invaded my heart, filled my... Sorry, a stranger to my heart has filled my mind. Like she feels the person she's becoming in her mind, the decisions she's making, being forced to make her feel so bad, so contrary to her, who she really is in her heart. The conflict made. Who she really is actually, for me, she's not what her family wants her to be, but she's not anything else either. She's whatever she wants to be, and she doesn't have to be anything for anyone. She doesn't even have to meet her own standards, you know what I mean? You don't have to live your entire life pressed by the fact you're not good enough. Or, mate, who cares? Live your life. At the end, you're going to be alone with yourself in the end. That's what I think. So, live your life the way you think you should, but don't give it too much thought, and avoid doing anything that is going to actually make you feel remorseful in the end. That's what I go by. I still get there are people that are so different, but wisest context, actually, maybe I'm just too radical and say fuck it too easy, but if I were wise, like, fuck my family, who cares? What are they going to do? Like, kidnap me? Well, she's not an adult yet, I'd say, but I don't know. I mean, can they force her to come back anymore, or after a certain point, or can she just fuck off? I don't even want this last name anymore. Once again, I'm rambling, I just noticed. Let's get into the next song. Go, 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 go. Smile by Jeff and Casey, as every time. Okay. Ilya? She does look like Ilya, somewhat.
Child, our daughter, sit while we talk a while. You've done no misdeed.
This kinda reminds me of
Life on trial.
Tarzan. I don't know why.
Like your family, far from any state of grace. You're as perfect as the wind and sky, but they'll treat you like you're out of place.
This world is cold. The power is with those who would judge and control. But we have a chance.
I love it if this is sung from Ilya's parents' perspective.
This is what you'll do.
She had an outstanding point of view, at least for that and context they live in.
Them how you smile.
That's strong.
It's only for a while.
But I'd say even stronger than smiling to please them. Smile for you. Even better.
No bitter while your revenge is sweet.
Maybe that wasn't the message they were actually giving her, the one I understood. I don't know now. Now this doesn't seem that pure. Yeah, this somewhat sounds different. I'd say her parents maybe also were part of the White Fang. If they told me, I forgot. But this sounds like they were part of the White Fang, and they would be more like the radical section, but who knows? I don't feel I'm in the position to blame them after they've been mistreated their whole life. Okay. Maybe this is why it was so hard for Ilya to accept it. I mean it, the riffs in RWBY OST, the guitar riffs, every time get me. For a while. Okay, that wasn't that difficult. Okay. Hop. Okay, the exact second. So close to fucking up. I don't have that much to say about this song besides what I've been mentioning for an entire volume. I think I've gone away and beyond, over and beyond, away. To infinity and beyond. To make clear my point on this subject, so I won't get hard into it. In any case, I really find interesting that if this is canon, this is how Ilya might have been that indoctrinated. Is not the word I'm looking for, because her ideals were not necessarily wrong, but that jealousy, that's maybe a bit too much, and that might have come from her parents, who at the beginning of the song were giving me a vibe that was completely different from the vibe they were giving me at the ending of the song. In any case, next one. All Things Must Die by Jeff Williams and Casey. Pretty grim, if you know what I mean. Mate, me and the pants are way too much. The pants and I. Interesting light work. She reminds me of the Blood Moon skins from League of Legends. Were they Blood Moon skins? I think so. I wonder who this is directed to, because I'm going to take a leap and say it's from Raven's POV. Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to clasp the meaning. Okay. So far it looks like fun banter. Just before you annihilate someone's family. Okay. I still can't get over her killing the previous maiden, because she was weak. That's what I gathered. When she's weak as fuck, like, maybe not weak, as in fighting sense, but goddamn she's a weak individual in the mind department. Her strength and willpower. All bonds dissolve. That's a, okay. That's all tales conclude tales because of the fairy tales they're based on. Maybe. You should even be thankful to me, Yang, that I birthed you.
Rest now subside with fate collide.
Okay, I keep rolling backwards. I was thinking maybe I zoned out for a second. I was reading but not talking. She's such a judgmental bitch. Excuse my language, but that's what I was thinking. She keeps on demanding everyone to act like they're on the battlefield every time. You have to be strong or die. You can't flee. You have to be brave. All things must die. But she's the first one fleeing and running away cause Salem's scary. Salem big bad. Don't fear the mice. Well, oh, once again, you're pulling a Leon, but at least Leon, in my opinion, has the balls to come through. You said, yeah, I'm coming with you, Salem, and then bailed? Which... okay. I don't know. I don't blame people for trying to save their lives and having to make a deal, strike a deal with the devil, Salem in this case. But then don't start criticizing everyone for doing shit that you're about to do. I don't know, that's weak. In any case, next song. This time, From Shadows, Part 2, by Jeff Williams and Casey Lee Williams. From Shadows is the opening, right? I think so. Or is it previous? I remember the From Shadows. I'm a terrible singer and you know it, but I wanted to make a point. Was it clear? Okay, I thought it crashed. Is it a bit too low? A bit too quiet? Hey, this looks like Scarlet and Violet color scheme. Over again. Sorry, the volume shifted my attention. This is definitely the calligraphy for Scarlet and Violet. I feel like this is Blake's way to... Sorry, this is Blake's speech converted into a song when she finally convinced Ilya, and when she motivated so many fans to fight for equality. I like the black and yellow together. I just got dizzy because of this, so I'm going to stop. Okay, I didn't stop and I got even dizzier. And the lights flickering like this. I feel like I'm having a seizure right now. I like how it was sung at the beginning, singing first, but it's now her, Blake, taking the initiative. It's so sad that so many people are forced to fight just not to be killed or live an inferior life. Fuck Adam. I'm so glad he got overrun. But it doesn't quite remind me of From Shadows. I mean, it's... the It's Time part does remind me of it, but not much more. So epic, the drums. It's building up. I love it, and the chorals. I really enjoy that, the voices when they're like that. I don't really know what else to add. I'm just soaking in all the drum work. I'm absorbing all of it. I like it. But is brotherhood an accurate word in here? I know in English words aren't always the same gender they look. I mean, I know you can use dude for boys and girls. So, is brotherhood adequate here? I guess it is. So, just threw me off. I really like it, and I really like the development on San and Blake's relationship. He's there for her, but he's not there to make it like feel like her problems are nothing. She shouldn't worry that much. He doesn't blame her for getting overworked about things. He just supports her and is there for the time. She realizes she needs someone else at the moment, to rely on someone else, just like everyone does every once in a while, especially in such stressful situations. So I like that he doesn't overstep, but he doesn't run short either. I don't know. I feel like Jan's development, not Jan's. Sorry, I was thinking of Sun, but Jan's semblance threw me off. Sun's development has been great. He went from being a clown that wants to be the center of attention. I don't think that's bad. To each their own. And if he wants to feel the center of attention, either he realizes or not, he must have a low self-esteem, whatever it is. Power to him. But now he's dialing back so much, or at least that's what I gathered. So he doesn't overpower Blake and her emotions in this arc, and when she's with her family, going through all the emotions she's going through, he doesn't overshadow her. That's what I mean. So I really enjoyed it. Next song. Okay, last song, All That Matters by Jeff Williams and Casey Lee Williams. And after this, episode 15 of Chibi, you know what I mean. I really like seeing the characters in all these alternative art styles, you know? It brings the best out of each one of them because each art style has its own strengths.
You would stay forever. Never asked you to commit your life, but I can tell you in my heart, I never thought you'd up and leave me without a trace to lead me. And
That's
now
how
you're
Yang felt, I
standing
think.
here with that look in your eyes, the look that makes me hope I'll just believe your lies. You're lost, you're found, you're hard to pin down. I
Such a
never
beautiful
know
melody.
if you'll come through.
The way the voice fluctuates and dances, I feel like
Here, together we're here, and that's all that matters somehow.
I really like this kind of soothing music. Everything's gonna be alright from To the Moon sounds quite like this. That song puts my mind at peace, my soul at peace.
Maybe help you find your wings and fly. But you're a path no longer that I travel.
You're the path, the longer that I travel.
I'm just defeated.
Okay, there
My
was more.
past mistakes repeated. I'll
Okay,
risk
that's-
it once again to have you near my side.
That's tough, considering your relationship with someone. I mean, your friends, your family, your partner, whatever. Considering it like a road that you're destined to stumble and fail and fall and hurt yourself, hurt the other person just by walking through it because you've gone down that road so many times. The way she's putting it, the past mistakes repeated, and risking it all over and over and over again. So you can have that chance to keep something that beautiful and that special. I feel like it's when you don't break up with someone because, I mean, because you want to keep hold of what's there at that point. Like, you're afraid to lose that, even though you're just stringing along. I think that's the expression in English. But then, knowing it, it's like, yeah, I'm going to try again, because it's like, it's a road that I've traveled before and that I know I'm going to fall at and I'm going to fail. But just if there's a chance that I may have that happiness with you again and that I may find that solace again, I'm willing to go through all that. That reminds me so much of this. I don't know. It resonates with a lot of stuff.
Another chance to let you just destroy my pride.
Letting yourself get walked over just because that person is a way for you to feel less alone and desperate.
I never know if you'll come through. Then you appear. Together we're here, and that's all that matters somehow.
It's such a beautiful song musically, but the lyrics are so sad and so wrong. I mean, wrong, there's no right and wrong, but it's sad. That was so powerful. But also, you can't count on her. But why? Have you thought of why she's not? I'm saying she because I'm seeing young there. I don't mean to say anything beyond that. But I mean, have you thought that maybe she's not there for you because she has her own shit to deal with and she's not up to the task to carry her own life plus someone else's life? I know, sounds weird and fucked up, but even though she could save you, that's not her task, and she doesn't have to, and if she doesn't have the energy on or has to deal with some other shit in her head, that's also something she's allowed to and that she should do. Focus on what's keeping her back, because in that case she can't even put all of her own in that relationship. I don't know, it sucks for both parts. It's amazing work with the guitar. This volume, all the solos have been marvelous for me.
You lost, you found, you're hard to pin down. I never know if you'll come through. Then you appear, together we're here, and that's all that matters somehow.
That's all that matters to one of the people in the relationship, but how can you know it's what happened to what matters to both? Maybe I became a buzzkill here, but even though I love this song, hands down, this was my favorite of all the volume. Hands down. But I still feel like there was so much to talk about. I hope it wasn't a pain, me talking during the songs. I have thought of maybe just listening to it and then re-listening to it while talking about it, but then the videos are going to be twice as long with half the speaking content, with half my opinion and half reaction, rather than just being a re-upload of a video, of a music video, So I feel like there's not much I can do. Still, if all of you tell me, no, I think you should really listen to it first and then talk about it. Okay, fair game then. Let me know what you think. I know there are people that want both ways. You know what I mean. So that's it. Now I'm going to jump into the episode, the chapter of Chibi that I'm missing. I'm so glad. Maybe it sounds weird, but I'm glad I have one more chapter of Chibi that I missed. I have one more chapter of that small pocket of wholesomeness and heartwarming that is Chibi. So, nothing else to say. See you in a second. Okay, RWBY Chibi Volume 3, Episode 13 reaction. Yeah, this is the one I missed, and I messed up the number, so I'm so glad I didn't keep pushing the number. But let's get into it. This is the last we have. Penny, my girl.
Hello there, fluffy friend.
Fluffy
no,
friend.
Don't pet the Grim.
But why not?
Don't
Not
hit.
a pet.
Don't help.
Penny, no, don't pet the Grim.
But why not?
Not a pet, not a pat. None of those are for him. He's a villain, a beast. He's a cold-blooded Grim.
Don't
But
hit
he's
him.
good for a laugh. He could tell me a joke.
Not at all, no siree. He's more likely to choke.
We
Are
can watch
these
funny
all puns?
shows. I I can cuddle him tight.
He'll keep changing the channel, and he'll do so all night.
Yeah, this is rhyming.
He can meet all my friends, all the teachers and
Sounds
students.
like a Christmas
He would
carol
snap
to
and
me.
he'd bite. It would hardly be prudent.
He can learn to behave. I can teach him good manners.
Sadly, no, my sweet girl. He's as dumb as a hammer.
No.
He's a monster.
Oh,
a
cute.
savage, and you're just far too kind. You must say your goodbyes. You must leave him behind.
It's
Get
so
along,
cute.
little doggy. It is now plain to see. You and I are too different. It was not meant to be.
No, it was not meant to be if you value him so
What a
much,
hassle,
so little.
a bother.
Yeah.
What a pain in the neck. That girl drove me crazy.
I-
And now I'm a wreck.
I really don't
Well,
see
good
this
riddance
twist
to her.
coming
She
that
ain't worth
he
all the
fell for
trouble.
her, but
You got your old pal Marty
definitely if
to cheer
he
you up
gave that
on the double.
easily up,
Dude, please stop rhyming.
everyone can rhyme except for him. That's not okay, mate. God damn! Look at the way he's driving. Cousins of Chaos.
Cousins of Chaos.
God
Dismount.
damn, that name.
This is so cool.
What a name.
How long have you guys
Even
had a biking
when-
gang?
About a week? Give or take a week.
Can
even
I join
when
your
it's
cool
on it-
gang, please?
So hyped.
Only bad boys can join the Cousins of Chaos. You gotta prove you're a rebel, like us. Cousins, sound off.
I have a library book that is 3 weeks overdue, and I have no immediate plans of returning it.
Yeah, I went through the 15 items or less checkout. Guess what? Had 20. Regret nothing.
How
The
dare
last time I
you?
used the bathroom, I didn't wash my hands afterward.
Ew.
All right, John,
You.
impress us. Sure. So many rebellious things I've done. Hard to choose just one. I may, or may not, be wearing underwear.
Ooh.
He's going
Mystery.
commando.
Okay. Welcome to the Cousins of Chaos. Congratulations. Put her there. I'll pass, thanks. Rebel move. Nice. All right, Cousins of Chaos. Let's
I'll pass,
ride.
thank you.
Hey-o! Cousins unite.
Wait,
And
don't
where's
forget
your
skin
bike?
cream. You know how that wind can dry out your face.
Oh, good point. Cousins of Chaos, moisturize. Thank you so much, guys. I promise you won't regret this. Our choppers!
How dare
It's
she?
okay. It's just a scratch. I can
The-
fix it.
The hats remind me of Yotaro's so much.
Oh, man.
Is
My
it a
library
JoJo
book is in
reference?
there.
No!
Cousins
All he
of
ha-
Chaos,
That was
we
all he
are
had
the best.
as a
We're
rival.
gonna be better friends
Tell him.
than the rest.
Yo.
We got Sean and Ren and Neptune too. Who could the next cousin be? It could be you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm about to lose my voice. Okay, this was somewhat energetic. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. Rather, what I would have offered had I done it 2 weeks ago. I'm really sorry it took me this long again, but I get really nervous when doing this because I don't really know what to say. I have to really think of it when I'm doing it, but it's always like so fluid once I get onto it. It's like really hard for me the first 1 or 2 songs, but after that it's much easier for me. Still had to get into it. I hope I wasn't too tired and my shit didn't make sense. I mean, I hope the points I made were clear. There were some points I wasn't sure that I was able to convey them completely, but I did my best. In any case, thank you so much for visiting my channel, for your patience with me, for all your support along this journey that's been these 2 years, and I want to thank you so much for visiting my channel. I'll see you all on the next episode. So, peace out.